Cut our audio in. All right, so if you're coming here to YouTube and catching the raw version, this is the pre-show. I should have a little pre-show logo, but this is the pre-show. We're getting ready. We still have, good gosh, 15 minutes or so before showtime. And Tim, it may be a quick show tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, that's usually the dangerous ones.
So yeah, talk about dangerous.
Well, did you ever figure out with our guest last week what occurred?
Okay, so several things. One, I have to be careful about. She never said anything. I don't know if she saw it, and I made it private. But I might have been a little discouraged when things weren't going off like they should have at the beginning, and I got to watch what I say. So if I said anything that offended anybody, I'm sorry. It wasn't much, but I don't mean to say anything to offend anybody. But I think she was trying to come in from an iPad. And iPads, I've tried this before. We tried this as a solution at my work to do like a GoToMeeting or Hangout or something like that,
Right.
or Skype, and use iPads to do with remote viewers. Well, iPads, as much as people love them, and as good as they are for other things, they cannot do Skype multi-session. So you can do one-on-one, but as soon as you add a third person, so what was happening, as soon as she would call us, it wouldn't work. As soon as I call her, it would hang up. So we're going to have to, she is supposed to be coming back on the 15th, and we'll have to work out, she'll have to come in from some other way, through a PC or something like that. Jimmy says he can hear us. You can probably see me, the behind the scenes. Be interested to see what the lag is there. I should have started timing it. Come on. I don't know if I can change. Can I change that while it's going? Hold on. I don't know what happens if I change this while it's going. Nope. Low latency. I already have it set up that way. Oh, I don't want to do that. We'll go to control room. There we go. Anyway, so we'll see with that. Now, I have made a number of changes in the audio settings here. So I need to do some audio checks here to make sure I didn't screw everything up. So it looks like, for me, it looks like my audio is a little low. And Jimmy, if you, I don't know what it sounds like to you, but if any feedback you have is good too. So let me check mine. I need to bump mine up. Test. Let's bump this up. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test. All right, that sounds better for me. Tim?
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Try it one more time.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Yours looks pretty good. You are a little low. Me being Mike, I'm a little low. So hopefully the change, I'm going to bump me up just a little bit more. Yeah, I think, Tim, you looked a little bit loud. Bump you down one. All right, test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test. I can bump you up over here, too. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Tim, you sound good. Tim, say something again.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2 3. Test.
Test. Test. Okay, I'm peeking a little bit. Let me set something up here. Where's the menu? Input. Both sound good. All right, both sound good now. All right. I don't have a lot for tonight, so we'll just go over a few things. The video looks good, Tim.
It's my new camera, but I've had that for the past couple of shows. Well, that's a good thing, at least.
Yeah. Let me cut over to us. Jimmy doesn't have to look just to the back of my head. All right. So next week you're out, though, right?
Correct. I'll be up in next week's Boston.
Next week's also the election.
Hopefully, far away from anything I hear about that. I'll tell you, I can't wait till it's over.
It has been, it's the news every night. It's going to be the news for a little bit longer.
And thankfully, I don't live in a swing state. I was listening to a news report the other day, and it must have been Ohio. They said like every third commercial has something to do with it. Then you're constantly getting robocalls. I was like, I'd move out of the state for a month. I mean, that's got to be hard. I mean, New York, I had
You're
no
locked
doubt where
down.
it's going.
Yeah, Georgia is a little bit more up in the air than it usually is. So we're getting some. I'm getting some calls, but we don't answer the phone if we don't know who it is. We don't answer the phone.
Exactly. It's the same thing we do.
Yeah, and I know whenever you tell one of those people, first off, it's a robocall. You can't talk to anybody, which
No.
that's to me that almost should be illegal. You should
Yeah,
be able
I hate that.
You should be able to tell somebody on the other end, I don't want you to call me anymore. A company, and no, an individual, they don't have a way to do this, but any company, any organization, you should be able to say, take me off the list. And you say that to a charity, or you say that to, anybody you could talk to on the political side. They will tell you, we're not bound by those rules. Well, it's not because us as citizens decided that we want you to not be bound by those rules. It's because you somehow lobbied Congress and got away with it, or you are Congress.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they let us vote on it, most of us would say, no, we opt out. We want a way to opt out of all those calls.
Now, I don't know if Jim was talking about you look a little low. Is that because I was sitting low in my seat, or is that because your voice?
I think
I hate the whole political system right now. So
I think when he said you are a little low, he's talking. That was feedback.
it
on
was
my
your voice. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
back then. But it will hopefully be over. You see it on Facebook and everywhere else. It's just, good gosh, on my Twitter feed, it's just, everybody's got their opinion. To not sound mean, I don't care about any of y'all's opinions.
That's right.
I have my own opinion, and I'm not.
And my
I'm not-
opinion's right.
but I know mine is. So yours might be. You got a 50-50 shot. But but I'm not out there trying to convince people to go one way or the other.
No,
either. So I don't want to hear your side. Not you, Tim, but you in general the
Everybody.
public.
Yes. I understood.
Yep.
What shirt are you wearing this week? I do not see.
So this shirt is let's see. This is what awesome looks like.
This is what awesome looks like. Okay.
I think I've worn it before. I haven't worn it.
Yeah,
in
I
a
think
while.
you have. Now that you say it, I remember it.
Some of my shirts, I get them just because.
That must be your wife's shirt, though, right?
No, what? No, this is my shirt.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure she would agree with me.
Since we're pre-show here, these shirts started. They're from Walmart. They're super cheap. It's not like I'm being creative. I just go there and find something I like. But they started from. So we go on a company outing where we're away for a few days, and it's either a team meeting or it's what we call an up and comer, which people who are younger people who are we think they have leadership potential in the future or something like that. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to have a saying T-shirt for every time I come out of the room. It's going to be a different T-shirt. So I started wearing some of these shirts. So I have some of them, that I might wear on a show. I might have one on a show. I don't know, but in memory of when I cared, do me a favor and stop talking. Those kind of things, which are just they're meant to be fun, not to be mean. They're meant to be fun when we're at these events. Just something to shake things up a little bit, but still not go too crazy. It is a company event.
That's right.
Yep. Yep. And next week, I can't talk about it yet. On the air, being recorded. I can't talk about it.
Okay,
But
yes.
next week, we are going to have an announcement. Our company probably may even do like a Facebook Live type thing.
Wow.
And when you hear about it, just remember Mike and his team, we did that. As long as it works out good.
That's right. As long as it's positive, then it is good.
Works out bad, somebody made us do it and we didn't want to. But I can't say anything yet. Not yet. And AD's out there. I know he watches us sometimes in secret. So it puts the pressure on when we know he's here if we talk
Yes.
about any photos. And
Because we think they're perfect, and then he says, "Yeah, not so quite."
no,
Or we think there's something wrong with you. He's like,
yeah.
"No, that is absolutely wonderful."
Well, I don't. You remember if you watched AD and who else? AD Jimmy's been here a while. AD, we're still in pre-show, and tonight's show is going to be a little maybe short. I don't know. We don't have a guest for tonight, so just Tim and I chatting. But we did AD and I did the review show last week, and the September images there weren't as many of them, and maybe a little more challenging with those images last month. But even one of the ones I had totally wrote off, the one with the red, what do you call it? The water squirting up. What is that called? The fountain, maybe the big fountain with the red lights on them. Even that one, which I thought was I had totally written off. He found a way to edit that to make it actually pretty good. Now
Really?
Now we think it was.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, we think it was a cell phone from a cell phone, but he actually did some cropping, and he didn't. I mean, he spent maybe a minute on it or less, so it wasn't like he spent a lot of time, doing everything he could do. It's just some quick little edits. He finds inside of an image the beauty that's inside there, even when you think that you want to write that image off. In most cases, there was another one.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool to watch him do that, and then give feedback from that positive side.
Right.
I keep trying to draw my inner AD, and then I just get a blank. So I got to go back to my mic. So you said you're going where, Tim?
Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, I got a business trip.
Okay.
Which is nice once in a while. I do it once a quarter. I go up there.
Okay. You ever make it to Atlanta? I mean, that's where the headquarters is, right?
I was down there. Yeah, I was down there last year for 2 days, for a business meeting. But yeah, but I think the time before that might have been like 7 or 8 years prior.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our corporate office. Don't get there. Don't get down there enough.
Mm-hmm.
Every photo is taken with good intent. Yes, they are. You do you. I was like, what?
And he's talking about, I should stop trying to be AD, but I'm trying to pick up on what he picks up. I'll never be AD, but just learning tidbits here and there. And it's a great thing to watch him work through that show.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 minutes. Although I know he gave up on. I think he gave up at least temporary. I'm thinking it's temporary on The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
They did do what I thought they had to do, because I wasn't looking forward to this Sunday. It was so intense last week before last, whatever, that I was like, I don't know if I can take another one. And they did what I was hoping they would do, is they gave us a lighter show. So to let, to kind of relieve some of that tension.
I don't even know if my son watched it, because we were up in Connecticut for a 50th wedding anniversary, and we got home late. Then I don't think he watched it last night either, for that fact.
But you recorded it, right?
Oh yeah, I set up a season pass on it.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah, he would kill me if it didn't tape by some strange imagination.
All right, we are recording everywhere. About 1 minute. Go Cubs. I'm not even watching baseball. I know.
Baseball's still on? The Mets are out. Yeah. Let's go Mets. There's no baseball anymore.
I'm really I guess I'm kind of a one sport fan, which is football, and then every 4 years, women's beach volleyball. Um, but really just football. That's really my main thing. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with uh, football is for me?
It's the seasons are too short.
No. Well, actually, that's probably a good thing because I'm a Jet fan.
Oh,
So,
well, I'm a Raider fan, so although this year we're 6-2, you know,
yeah, but my son is. What do you think he is? Come on, I live in New York. What do you think
Giants.
No, no, even
Oh
worse.
no, not New England.
Oh yes.
Oh, good
Remember, my
gosh.
my in-laws are from Connecticut, so my sister-in-law got to him first when he was younger.
Oh. AD says hockey. We have a minor league team not too far from my house. It is actually fun to go watch the minor league team. They back when my kids were younger, they would come up to the edge while they were practicing and drop over a puck to them, do something like that. It's like those guys care.
Right.
So I enjoyed going to Gwinnett Gladiators. I think it was the name of the team. I really enjoyed going to those games.
That's, and for me the same thing is with college basketball. I prefer that over professional basketball by far because there's so much more heart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes the professional stuff it's too I don't say commercial because that's not the word for it because it is obviously commercial, but I don't think they have the heart nearly as much as college does.
Yep.
I actually went to see a nice college football game this weekend. My friend goes to Norwich University, or my friend's son goes there, and they played at the Maritime College right by my house. I was like, oh, let's go there. So we got to see a great game. Got to take some pictures. They were happy.
Very good. You ready to get started there, Tim?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me get some silence. All right, this is jpeg2RAW, show number 184 here in November 1st, day after Halloween. Day after Halloween. I can't believe
I
it's
see you didn't
November
take
already.
off. You didn't take off your costume yet, though, did you?
Nope, I wear it every day. Lord Mike, Master of the Universe. Gotcha.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, my boys are too old to be dressing up for Halloween. That's over for me. But we still have a lot of kids that come by, and it's a lot of fun watching all that.
Yes.
But this is November 1st. We're heading into the end of the year, getting ready for one more month before we start the end of the year best of 2016 photo contest. Tonight we'll have a few photos that were from the October contest, and that was, I think the theme then was fall colors. And AD gave us a great topic to do either in November or early next year. I just got to remember how to spell it. And name pronouncing is not good for me. So how I'm going to find this again, I don't know. But maybe he's out in chat and he can drop it in there. Starts with a P. What do I do after that? I was hoping when I typed in P in Google, it would do the rest of the word for me. Anyway, we'll come back to that later. All right, so let's see. I'm streaming some of the photos up behind me, if you can see some of those. We'll go over those in just a second. But speaking of AD, Tim, once a month, AD Wheeler and I do the jpeg2RAW photo review show.
Correct.
And that is, and you just put the link up there for me.
Yep.
Awesome. We do the photo review show where we go over the photos that were from the prior month's photo contest. And we do that, like I said, once a month. And I'll show something on that in just a minute. But I do want to give congratulations to AD because he has some big news. Let's see if I can pull this up here and make it work. How am I going to do this? If this double sounds, let me know, guys out in chat. I'm hoping I don't get overlap here. But hold on a second.
Hey there, fans of All About the Gear. Hey, I know it's been a while since the guys have posted anything for the show, and for that I personally apologize. The short of it is that Doug and Gordon are very busy, and though they're still friends with TWIP, They just couldn't commit to the new aggressive publish schedule that we've designed for season 2. But All About the Gear is not dead. We're just switching formats, and instead of focusing exclusively on cameras and lenses, the new show will now cover all gear that's related to photography and photographers. This is a huge evolution of the show, and season 2 of All About the Gear will commence really shortly with a brand new host, Mr. A.D. Wheeler of the Explorographer.com fame.
Yay.
A.D. is already busy at work digging into hot new gear to share with you. But to whet your appetite for the upcoming flood of new episodes, shortly I will be releasing a new review that I recorded just for you. Thanks for your loyalty to TWIP and to All About the Gear. I can't tell you.
We all know about TWIP. TWIP is, I don't know who the actual leader in the photography podcasting segment is, because most of us don't release our public numbers. But I gotta say, if TWIP is not number one, it is up there in the top, near number one.
Yeah, I would think so.
And it has a lot of shows out there. And congratulations to our good friend A.D. Wheeler, who is now the host of All About the Gear.
Congratulations.
And I assume it's public and we can say stuff about it because it's on YouTube.
It's as public as it gets.
Yeah, I think he has been working on it for a while, and it's probably been hard to keep it quiet, but now it's public, so he can
now
talk about it.
Is that two guests we've had, two hosts that we've had? We had Don Kamarachka. He's been on several times. He's on TWIP.
I don't know if Don is a official host of anything over there. He's on the shows a lot.
He's on quite often. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's.
And then we also had I can't remember the lady's name that we had on. That I think, did she do food? Was she the food photographer?
Oh, Nicole Young.
Nicole Young. She's on TWIP a lot.
Yeah, I mean they're on there a lot. I think AD is our first person that actually has his own show.
Yes, well, very good for you.
Actually has,
very good.
And even better than that, he gets to play with a lot of gear and talk about a lot of gear.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, and he's been silent about this since July. Wow. So tight lips.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be fun to watch. And I think his format is going to be a good format. It's going to be interesting to watch. It's not going to be like ours where it's an hour long or so show. Although tonight, hopefully, we'll keep it a little bit shorter than that. It's going to, we'll see. I think it's going to be shorter than that. In AD, I guess you can go to thisweekinphoto.com and go to gear, the link gear. Let's see. I will pull up that web page here. And so go to the link gear, which is right there. And then this is where his shows will be posted when they happen. And I'm soon, I think they post all these on YouTube too, so you can watch them there too. So congratulations to our good friend AD.
Very good. All about the gear.
Yep. All right, I want to show something else, and I need to skip ahead a little bit on it, and I can't play the audio because it probably has copyrighted music in it, and I don't have the rights to play the music. So we're going to show the video, but I am hopefully you're not going to hear any audio. Here we go. Oh, do y'all hear that? All right, hold on. I got to pause that audio. There we go. I can't hear anything now. You probably didn't hear it anyway, Tim.
No.
But I think it was playing through the stream, so.
So now I'm watching it on the stream, and is this the new Microsoft?
Yeah.
Whatever, I can't remember what they called it.
The Surface. This is the new.
It's a Surface. Yeah, it's a Surface. This looks great, and they said Mac is going to get killed on this.
Well, Mac did add a touch little strip.
Yeah.
And here it is. You can see it now. You put it down. I think one of the things that's going to be interesting with this, because I think it's like a $3,000 piece of hardware.
Yeah, I think like $3,500 to $4,800 or something, but.
Yeah, and
like they said, the professional is not going to question it. The professional that is already using something like this, the professional that uses the sync, I think it's the sync. What is that from? What is that Surface that we write on? I can't think of the Intos.
Oh,
Intos.
yeah.
They,
The Wacom,
they,
Wacom.
the Wacom, the Wacom tab. They have the Cynic or whatever, which is like this, but it's a smaller screen and it's $1,500. This is the whole computer built into it. I think professionals are gonna love this.
One thing, the early specs I heard on it was like a Core i5 with 4 or 8 gig of RAM. It seemed for the target audience that's going to be using something like this, it's going to maybe working on a large image, layered image in
Yeah,
Photoshop,
that seems very light.
and or doing video editing or something like that. The creative, the person that they're after with this, is going to want more power and more RAM than that. So hopefully, what we saw there with that is just some early specs. They're going to come out later with, with something that's got a little bit more horsepower.
Yeah. Now I have to look it up. What are the tech specs on it?
Oops.
But that would seem very light. 28 inch i5 or an i7, 4 gigabyte of NVIDIA. Oh, it's 4 gigabytes of NVIDIA RAM, GeForce GPU, and up to 32 gigs of RAM.
Okay, that's getting a little better.
That's a little better.
That's a little better, yeah. So what you were saying is that the video card memory was 4
It's 4 gig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good. And AD says, I need a towel. I just made a mess. It does look really good. I don't know.
I was very impressed with it when I heard it. And granted, it's not something I will need, but a professional that does this type of stuff, I would imagine this is something they would get. I mean, you think about they had for years that other type of that was it also called the Surface, that table that they had, and it's on Hawaii 5.0. I think they use it on there. So this is getting closer and closer to that.
Yeah, that whole table thing that you see sometimes. I think they still make that. It's just very limited use cases.
Yeah.
And they also were one of the first ones to come up with a tablet. It was a tablet that was folded in half. I can't remember the name of it, but the concept of it was just fantastic. The way they had it, and maybe I have to look it up sometime. But they never came to market with it. That's the thing between them and Apple's. They never came to market with it. Then Apple comes to market with their refined hardware, and they took over the tablet business. I'm not quite sure why Apple, and it's not because they're not capable. I'm not sure why they have not made touchscreens, and why they would think that Touch Bar is anything.
Well, they still go by and I've been hearing it on a lot of the tech podcasts that they talk about it, say, well, Apple didn't want the touch screen because you're like a gorilla reaching out for the screen. But it seems more and more everything is going that way. Microsoft has it now with a lot of their laptops. The Chrome now has it for their laptops. I think ultimately they're going to change, because you think about it, and Apple should probably never say never, because they said the iPhone with the 3.5 inch screen was the perfect size. You never need anything bigger. Well, now they have probably one of the biggest iPhones out there. So, I mean, times change and people want different things.
Yeah, I would imagine it's just a matter of time. You look at the average Windows user, and there's many, many Windows users that are like my wife that just wants to do minimal stuff. Just, go on Facebook, go on, places for recipes or whatever else, not really pushing a computer. Then you have people like AD who, and Don Camarachi that we talked about earlier, the guys who they build their own systems. They're techie enough that they can build their own systems. And they build really good systems, because what they're doing requires a lot of horsepower. And by doing that, you can get a cheaper, more specialized computer than you could by going Apple. So those guys are at the other end of the spectrum, and I would kind of put myself there too. I build my own.
So do I.
But then on the Apple side, you have a lot of creatives. I think there's a lot of photographers and a lot of creatives that use Apple, and you would think that they would be pushing for the touch. And
well, I'll tell you,
it's probably coming.
It's almost getting to the point where you're going to start hearing people say, since Steve Jobs left the company and then ultimately passed away, they have not innovated. They've kind of stalled a little bit. I mean, they had the Mac Pro, which I know Leo Laporte kills all the time. It was a $3,000 computer that you can't do anything with. It's not upgradable. They didn't replace it, and all these things that were there for the creatives is gone. Now you limited the new MacBook Pro, the 15-inch, to 16 gigs, which they said is too small for a lot of people. A lot of the creative people want 32 or more. So you're limited. And it's like they've changed who they want to target their audience to. And I'm not sure. It's definitely not the creative professional that really was the flag bearer for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I got to say that their hardware is great. I mean, I know you're not a fan of it, but I have a MacBook and a MacBook Pro, and I absolutely love it. Better than any, except my Lenovo for work is good, but it's totally different.
Most of my picking on Apple is just me being me. I know that they make good hardware. They have a marketing machine. They're like that. I think some people think it does magic and it's magically protected by viruses, and it's not. It's as
there's 5% of the market, and who are you going to go after? The person with 90% of the market.
Right. So, but it's good to have competition out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, that was my two news stories. One being AD, we had to say something about him, and two being that Surface thing that I would love to get, but I can't see me getting it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Then I figured we would go through some of the photos.
Good idea.
And do that. Before we do that, so you know that we always talk about the photo contest, and that's really through our Facebook group, which if I had lower thirds, I can show that. It's our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/jpeg2RAW. That's the main place you can enter. Then also you can enter on our website too. So that's the main contest. But we also, Tim, I don't even know if you remember this, but we also have a, where is it? A beginner's, I'll get it here in just a second. We have a beginner's group. It's not as active as our main group, but we're starting to. Some of the people I think felt a little overwhelmed with the people in our regular group, and wanted a group of let's have some beginners, and where we can talk about just purely beginner stuff and do that kind of stuff. And we have a contest over there. So if you don't feel comfortable entering the main contest, which you should, because no one over there is really being overly critical of you, and no one's going to punch you in the face, so to say. But if you don't want to enter over there, go into our beginners club and enter over there and post over there, and a lot of fun over there. Last month we only had one entry, because even getting them to enter has been a challenge. We had one entry, and this month we have two. I'm gonna show them. Again, this feels like I am going to be the Obi-Wan teaching Darth Vader. That's not going to work out well. But you know what I see when I look at this? I think this is where AD is starting to get me. I see what she was trying to do. I like that. But I feel like things are sliding off to my left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's causing tension on the left, to use AD's words. So, yeah, I like this with a thought here. But there's my feedback. It's sliding off to the right a little, to the left, my left a little bit. The next image is this one, and I might include these in a next review for AD, even though it's not part of the main thing. But it'd be good, especially for these guys who are new into photography, to get some professional feedback like AD. I like the idea here too. I would have liked the person to come down a little bit more, maybe level with the dog's face, and not cut off the owner's hand. But
right, I agree.
This is again where AD was talking earlier, where they had good intentions, they had it in mind, they just weren't maybe able to execute all the way. It's still not bad. So I think I'll include those in the next one. Well, as a bonus.
I love that the dog's looking directly at the photo, though. at the camera.
I'm a dog lover, so they always get me with the dogs. All right, so let's look at this month. We're going to go through them quickly. Not going to do the full AD review. What? Oh, I just messed that up. Hold on one second. Which one did I delete? This one. All right, there we go. All right, here's the first one up by Medea. You're going to have to help me out here with these.
Yeah, I'm getting to the pictures.
We'll get you the name here in just a second.
All right, let's see. Medea Bean.
Yep. This one again, I feel like the fence is not level and it's causing some tension to the right this time. And I'm not a huge fan of adding the leaves
The
around
leaves.
around the
And
edge.
it's just too many are
Yeah,
added.
I do like the thought of that. So it'd be interesting to
Yes.
hear when AD tells us how could I have accomplished this? What's a better way I could have pulled this off? Because I like the idea of framing it with the leaves to create that feel.
You know, you're right. The fence bothers me, and I can't. On the left hand side, it almost looks like it's correct, and then the right side, it looks like it's. Yeah, the horizon's definitely off
And
slightly.
you never know. It could be that the fence is warped.
Yeah, it's
You never know with a fence. All right, that was from the person.
Medea Bean.
Yep. This next one up here is from Millen, our good friend Millen. Um, I much prefer this one than the last one he did last time. And I will tell you that Millen did Medea do this? No. So Millen does a great job every month of adding a lot of text and a lot of thought into
Yes.
his post that helps when you're doing the review. So when you're adding photos to the contest, be sure to do that. Give us some thoughts. What were you trying to achieve? We can kind of guess at what Medea was trying to do, but let us know. What are you trying to achieve? Why were you taking this photo? Millen does a great job of that. I'm not going to read this whole post. You have to go to the photo review show to hear that. But this is did he stitch a panorama? This is another panorama
Yeah,
with
13 verticals handheld. I like that.
13 verticals handheld. Nice fall scene here with the reflections in the water. Any comments?
No, I like this picture, and in reading what he did with it and how he tried to get the colors of that fence in the background with the colors of autumn, I like the shot.
If you're listening to this in audio, you're gonna be missing out. You need to come and get this in video. All right, next up again is another shot from Medea. Now, the reason you're seeing two shots here from people is when we do a themed contest for the month, you can enter more. You can enter two, up to two. When it is an open theme, you can only do one. So you'll see a few people here who did two. This is Medea, who same models. I like this shot much better than her first one, actually.
So do I. The only thing that might get to me is the overly washed out upper right hand part of the image.
It does pull me away.
I would have tried to reduce the brightness on that side of the screen. It pulls my eyes up to it.
Yeah, I know what she was trying to get more of a washed out back there, most likely. Yeah, especially it looks like it's the side of a building that's probably being hit directly by the sun that's causing that extra because the sky isn't even as bright. It's that side of that building. It's just boom. It's just a blare. So
you know what does look odd to me though, in looking at the picture though, the leaves in the tree look like they're like there's a spiral filter over the leaves.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a breezy day and that might have been causing that. And Jimmy was asking, is one of these ladies the photographer? I'm not thinking so, but she didn't leave any comment, so I don't know anything about it. The fence again feels like it's moving a little bit to the on the right hand side down a little bit there, but it's not.
Yes,
it's not too bad.
It's not as bad, and that could be the fence because I think if you tilt it to level the horizon, then the ladies might be tilted.
All right. That was Medea's second, and now we're going to go to Millen's second shot.
Wow, I almost like this one better than his first.
I know. I love when I look at a photo, and this is one of them. When I look at a photo and I go, I want to be there.
Yes, and it's got that road that I like. It takes the road, takes you down. What's down around that little corner at the end? Yeah, I like this one a lot. I prefer this actually.
This is where I look so forward to the show with AD because I don't know how to criticize this one, or how to not criticize, how to give suggestions on how to make it better because I don't know.
Yeah, and
good job.
I wouldn't have changed much about this.
Good job, Millen. All right, number the next
5,
one up.
Bev Nelson Robson.
Yeah, and I would tell you, I love shots that are just really simple shots. There's not a whole lot going on. You're just left with the beauty of the image. I know AD says things in threes, and there's that fourth one back there. Or you say the two up front that are in focus and the two in the back that are not in focus. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. That I like
It's
it.
another one I like.
I
like
will
this
tell
one.
you that learning from him when he says it, about things in threes. If there's anything I could have done with this image, it's that I would have left the center one, left the two in the back that are out of focus, and the one on the far right pushed it off or out of the frame. And I wonder if that would have been a stronger image without that one that's on our right.
On the far right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be the only thing I would consider taking out.
And then you have this one leaf up front.
But I don't know how you'd get that full leaf out, because then you'd have just a portion of that leaf in the frame.
Okay, the leaves are falling off the tree anyway. You could have just plucked it.
I knew you were going to say that.
And then you would have been left with the threes, the one in front focus and the two in the back out of focus. But
Oh, and actually, if you read this was taken from underneath the tree, so he's pointing up above.
oh,
That's interesting. So it's a different. It's not the angle I was thinking of until he said that. So he's pointing at, and you could actually see the sky in the background, the blue now. Now that he says it, I thought it was water, but I guess that's the sky.
yeah. And AD points this out. We keep talking about this. Tell us a little bit about what you're trying to get, and that's where we're having some trouble with critiquing. One, because we're not as good at critiquers, but two, because giving us very little information doesn't help with the critique. Is it the leaf? Is it the leaves? For me, and I think that's where he's saying. For me, I would like to have seen that one to the right gone, the one in the center be our main focus, and then the ones in the background be that. But I still like this image. I like the simplicity of a shot like this, and we're going to have a couple that are these simple shots. All right, that was number 5. Let's go to number 6 by Brad Morris. I don't know about you. It looks a little out of focus. But
A little out of focus, and I probably would have cropped in a little closer on the family.
yep.
In my eyes, but the
I
colors
think
are
I
pleasing.
would have liked to have come down some more.
Place them a little higher in the image.
Yeah, come down a little bit more, place them a little bit higher in the image, and make them more of the focal point. There's a lot.
Right. That's my fear. That's why I would have focused more in on them, because to me, you don't see them. They're not the main part of this picture.
There's actually a lot going on in this picture for me, and when I look at them, so I go to them, but that fence in the background has drawn a lot of my attention, and I'm wondering if you brought them down, if you came down a little bit, you can draw more attention right on them.
Right.
All right, that's the first one from Brad. I think he has another one that he's posted here. So that's number 6. Where's number 7?
Debbie Henry.
Oh yeah, good friend Debbie Henry. Another simple shot. This was
Persimmons ripened and ready to use. I don't even know what a persimmons is.
I've heard of it. It looks like tomatoes,
Yes, are they tomatoes? Are they cherries?
but I've heard of them. I'm not sure if I've had them
peppers.
before. But I like this overhead view. This overhead view. And that's all she says. Persimmons ripened and ready to use in cakes. I wouldn't think that tomato would be used in cake.
Yeah, no. And it looks like it's a Japanese.
You looking it up?
Of course I am, because Lord knows I had no clue. I had to look it up.
All right, and this is going to be a question.
Guilty as charged.
This is a question for the review show. When really all of these are the same product, sort of like the leaves before. Is it better to have one that here's my one of the group that is the focus, or have the whole group as the focus? Because of course I keep going to the one that's a little bit off center, that's facing up toward us.
Right. That's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
The only thing I probably would have changed the plate, because that looks like a almost looks like a paper plate, like a Chinette. I probably would have used something different for the background plate.
I can't tell. I don't know. I didn't even think about the plate. All right, that one's from Debbie Henry. Let's go on to Gordon. And I'm going to be biased here because of the subject
Yeah,
matter.
I know, because it's a dog. I was like, he's coming for you.
I love dogs. I love dogs. And Gordon is an awesome photographer. He's a little bit off center with this one, off a little bit to the third. I think he's a little bit off of the third there. And I like actually the dog's not looking straight at us.
And I like it. And I like that he's off center where he is.
Yep.
I think that's a good placement for it.
And
then with the background completely blurred out makes it even better.
The color tones here are really good. I would have, if I had to change anything here, maybe the background a little less bright. You know, to make the dog actually at the edges tends to
blends in too much
to the background. Not that that's not bad, but I would like a little bit more separation there. And
maybe
have the background
he
a little bit more.
shot this at 3.5. Maybe it would have been a little bit, maybe a little higher, maybe even a 5.6 to get the more of the dog, almost because there's not enough separation between the dog and the background.
Mm-hmm. A beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. All right.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Next one is Michael. Michael, he enters every month. Michael, go ahead, Tim.
Demagal.
And he has been experimenting with this sphere, whatever it is, a crystal ball.
3-inch crystal ball.
This crystal ball. And in our Facebook group, he's got a number of images taken with this. Some really good ones with it. And here's one of them that he has taken.
This is great. I mean, the symmetry of it between the two trees on either side, both coming into it. And then the background, I like this shot.
And the one tree right there in the
background, which is the dark on the bottom of the picture, and then you obviously see it in the back of the crystal ball. I like this.
Yeah, it's a unique.
Maybe I might have removed that dead tree on the floor there, that branch.
Mm-hmm.
That I might have got rid of.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And I guess you can see. It looks like the tree that's in the background is what we see below the crystal ball.
Right, that's the dark part. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
No, I like this. And I wonder if it's not a full tree because you don't see it through the top of it. And then if you look in the crystal ball, it almost looks like the tree is
a dead tree.
Dead tree, and it's right. The top is missing from it. Yep. This is a really nice shot.
And they ask if this is upside down. I don't think it's upside down.
The ball flips the image. So this is upside down. You know, I was thinking that it should happen that way, but I wasn't thinking that. But all right, so in actuality, the leaves on the ground is the floor that we see. So he flipped the picture, and that's why the tree is not leaning towards each other. This is the V of a tree that is splitting apart, and he flipped it.
Huh. That makes it.
I didn't want to
too.
sound that smart and guess that, but thank you, AD. I appreciate that.
That makes it even better.
Yes, I do like the idea of this.
All right, good shot, Michael.
If I ever see a crystal ball, I will pick it up.
Yep. All right, next one is from Debbie Henry, and this one, what did she tell us here?
Leaf turning brown, thrown around during a hurricane. But what is it on? Is it on a window?
Definitely a window. It could either be a vehicle window or like a sliding glass door or something like that. The streaks of rain give you some perspective there that that something else is going on besides just a leaf in the middle of the air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the dead part of the leaf. I wish it was a fully alive leaf, but it is what it is. That's what's stuck to the window.
Right.
Unless you run out there in the rain and stick another thing to it
during the hurricane.
But another cool idea. It's a very simple, in some ways, it's very simple photos. Sometimes the simple photos, when I say simple, meaning not a lot of stuff going on in it, in the image, make for a beautiful image.
Right, exactly.
All right, good job, Debbie. And the next one is another one from. Well, this is actually not another one. This is
Dean
the first one.
Stone,
First one from Dean Stone with the butterfly,
the monarch
the
butterfly.
monarch butterfly, which are beautiful butterflies. Um, so he's saying he lives in Dallas, can't find any fall colors, so he may do with finding fall colors by finding a monarch butterfly who looks like they have fall colors. There you go.
Right.
And again, now you have the flowers and all on your left side, on the left third. You have the butterfly coming in there for it. I like this image.
So do I. And you know, the funny thing is, watching the TV shows with my daughter, you wind up realizing things that you never know. Did you know where monarch butterflies migrate to?
Mexico.
Yes. And to think they're up here in New York,
Yeah.
and that little butterfly goes all the way down to Mexico.
And I got to find a GPS to get to the mall.
Yes, I've seen pictures of like them in the
don't go to
location
the
where they
mall.
all fly to. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is crazy. How they can do that. So and they're beautiful butterflies. So you know,
Yes.
this is a beautiful shot. I do like. I'm going to try and use a little bit of AD here. I like the 3 yellow flower buds that they have there.
Yes.
Those.
I was thinking the threes.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got the pink things. You got multiples of those. To me, I kind of lose those in the image, which is fine. I kind of lose those pink things there, and the butterfly and the 3 the yellow flowers there is what stands out for me. The you know, you got another flower that's probably the same thing. That's one off to the left, one off to the right lower. They're blurred enough that they don't bother me that much. The blade of grass that goes across the butterfly, that would be a lot of work to clone out and not do anything. Maybe he can do that. That wouldn't be a problem. But I personally, I would have left that. It's fine for me. Yeah, hummingbirds, and Jimmy out in chat saying hummingbirds do the same thing. They fly a long distance. All right, so that was number 11. Let's go to the second one from Brad.
Brad Morse.
Brad Morse. Which one was his first one? I got it here. So this was his first one. His second one here. I like the second one here.
I prefer the second one.
Yep.
Yes.
I like the creek coming down like that, coming off to our left. I'm not sure what the focus, you know, where my eye is going. It's wandering all around here. He says just across from the Bald River Falls is this quiet spot along the Tellico
Tellico.
River. This is a relatively simple blend of 3 exposures taken with a Nikon D3300. So this is a HDR-ish.
Correct.
You probably needed that for the sky and for some of the spots underneath the trees where the shadows are probably pretty heavy.
Right where the dark rocks are.
Yeah.
No, I prefer this image.
All right. And next up, we have a new entry, not new to the group, but new entry from. I see her post all over the place. She is really coming along, doing some great work. This is from Jackie Allen in the group, and again, she's looking, you know, from the ground up. Let's read what she says here. This photo was taken during my first time at World's End State Park in Sullivan County, Pennsylvania. The foliage was just about at its peak. I took several shots of the beautiful vistas here. This is one of exposures of a more intimate feel for the season, and its simplicity stood out from the rest of the images I took. Fall is my favorite time of year, and in my opinion, the best time to head out into the woods. Agree. I love this time of year.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jordan's out in chat now, and yeah, I agree. Jackie's doing some great work out there. All right, Tim, what do you think about this one?
I like this one a lot.
I like the whole.
Yes.
I love the colors.
Yeah, you're right. If you didn't have that little area up into the sky there, it would have been. I don't think it would have been as striking.
I love her colors, and for me, looking here, I got to badly out of, what do you call it? Out of calibration monitor that I'm looking at over here. And in my one that's calibrated, it's a little tiny image is what we're transmitting. So I'm gonna have to go back and forth. But I love the hole there. That is my focal point, but I also, when I'm looking there, I see, all the beautiful colors from the leaves, the branches and the trees all send to take me up to that hole too.
Yeah, I like this image.
Yep. Good job,
It
Jackie.
this is one of those ones like that other one we saw earlier that makes you want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks beautiful. All right, last one is from
Janet Schill.
Yeah, this may be her first entry too.
Yeah.
From Janet. Yeah.
I like this shot, but I think another week or two, the colors in these trees probably would have been popping a lot more.
Yeah, I don't
see. It seems very muted.
She doesn't tell us where she took this, so we don't know where this is. But you're right that there's not much color change happening in here.
I mean, you got a couple of red trees out there, but
Yeah.
I think because you look at the sky, it seems almost underexposed a little bit. The picture.
It's a little muted. Sometimes what's hard to do is you see a scene in your eye is beautiful.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Being there, you have this sense of beauty, and then conveying that in the image can sometimes be a challenge. And with this one, I don't know where I'm supposed to focus. There are that one little tree a little bit to the near the shore, a little bit to the left. That is the colors have changed on that, and there's a few of them right around there where the colors have started to change, but they blend in so much I'm kind of lost.
Exactly.
Yep. But a great group of photos this month. Thank you for entering, and we haven't come up with a theme yet for this month, Tim. But AD, if I can find where he posted that so long ago. Here we go. Hold on, taking me a second. We need that music, huh? I'm still not there. Go Google this. Go to images. All right, let me show you this. So this is a cool idea that AD shared with me as maybe something we can do. So just to let AD know, we have some admins in a group, and I try not to be a dictator, try and work things out. So we'll see if we can get this. I think that eventually, I don't know if I get them over the top right away, but it is okay, Tim, you can help me with the word. PAREIDOLIA.
Hold on.
I'm going to put it in chat.
Pareidolia.
I think you're very close, if not right.
I went back to what AD wrote before.
Okay. But
Pareidolia.
It is where you find a face or something like that inside of an image. And right now, all I've done is go to Google, type that word in, or copied and pasted from what AD have, and did images. And you can see here all these common everyday things that look like they're, a person or a face.
Right.
And this would be a little bit of a challenge, but having this as our thing to go and find these things may not be as artistic, some of the images we just watched there, but it may be a lot more fun to go out and find some of these things.
I agree. It would definitely be different.
What do you think, Tim? Is this a good idea for a contest for a month, or give me your true thoughts?
I think my fear with it is you're not going to get a lot of people to put in because they're not going to want to spend the time to look.
Yeah, but that's true. I had that same fear. However,
that would be my only fear. Otherwise, I mean, I look at some of these pictures, and you have that one, the second one, the top left of the sink.
Yep.
And it's just amazing when you look at it like that. So I mean, or the coffee cup with some of these are like really amazing.
Well, the eyeball one. Look at that one. That's not an eyeball.
Hold on, which one are you?
It's the third row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Yeah, no, I think I'm looking at the same way. So it looks like it's a. What do you think that is?
I think it's a drain.
That's a kitchen. That's a sink. Yeah, that's the bubble. Now that I'm looking at the picture, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I think we should give this one a try. And the other thing with this is, in AD, you're out there, next to the butt. He says, AD's out there, which looks like it's just two couches pushed up against each other. The arms of two couches, I think, are love seats or something.
Yes.
These are ones
I had to take a double
also.
take with that.
These are ones also you can take with a cell phone.
Yeah, you can take this with anything.
Yeah. Of course, in this, I like that one, the eyeball one. But in this scene here, I also really like the second row far to the right, the one I got my mouse on now, which looks like a robot holding out a gun. Two little eyes, the gun, which is the camera. Second row, far right.
To me, it's probably a different place. Okay. Yes.
If you're looking at my
yes, it's a speed camera.
Yeah.
Or I guess speed or red light camera or something like that.
Yeah, and like AD says, it's about having fun with your photography. People are way too serious sometimes to be creative. And this might be before we go into the year-end best of 2015-16. This might be a good end of the year thing. And it's, like you always hear, it's the best camera is the one you have with you. Well, this is one where you don't need to take 13 vertical shots of pano and then stitch it all together or do HDR or whatever else. You can do this with your DSLR, or you can even do it with your phone.
Right, you just got to look around. Open your eyes.
Yep. All right, so that, no guarantees, got to run it by the committee. And I don't even know if I've convinced Tim yet, so I might have an uphill battle. But
no, I think it's a good idea. It might actually make me want to submit a photo.
There you go. How about, Tim, we do this? Because if we convince them to do it, you and I both submit one.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up. It's coming in almost an hour anyway. If you want to get this show video, we are on iTunes, YouTube, and Vimeo. On audio, we're on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podomatic, Podbean, and Google Play Music. I hear rumors that our app may be going away, that the company is going out of business. But if you download it before they go out of business, you've got it. So go to the iTunes Store, go to Google Play, and get the jpeg2RAW app before it's gone. I'm not sure what happens once it goes. I know that I will have to stop paying monthly fees, which is yay, no more monthly fees. But we'll see if it keeps working. It's no cost to you, so if it goes away, you just don't have it anymore. Coming up next week, I know, Tim, you're out, but next week we have Paul Fontanelli on November 8th. We have Kat Forder, which is the train track, taking photos on train tracks, on November 15th. We have Greg Benz, who is the Luminosity, not Luminosity. He makes a plugin for Photoshop. I can't remember. It's a really awesome plugin. But he recently quit a high-paying job to be a full-time photographer. So we're going to talk to him about what he's been doing and where how he made that decision to go from full-time job with benefits to being a full-time photographer. Then we're going to talk to Alex Cook on December 20th. And that is, he is one of the editors over at F-Stoppers and a photographer in his own right there too. And somewhere in between all that, or sometime afterwards, we're going to hook up with AD again, and we're going to do a drone show. We have not done a drone show yet. Your audio is completely gone, Tim. Nope, no audio. Tim said that's awesome. He can't wait for that show. And AD may even have a surprise for us with that. There, that sounds like your sound's coming back.
That better?
Yeah. Nope. Say something?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, but it sounds really weird, like you're coming through. Tap it.
Wow, I think once again I had the off switch on.
Tap it. You're not coming from that.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's off the.
All right, we can finish up with you coming off the what is it, webcam mic?
Webcam.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing there.
Don't need this anymore then.
No. But sometime in between there, we're gonna hook up with AD. We're gonna talk about drones. Every time I watch one of his vlog videos, I'm like, I gotta hide the credit card because I keep wanting to buy a drone. And he may do something special for us for that show too. So be looking for that and looking for those shows coming up. So until next week, election night, instead of watching all that election crap, come over here to jpeg2RAW and watch Paul Fontanelli come on the show and us talk about him and what he does. So until then, good night, everybody.
Good night,
Keep it
everybody.
raw. All right, that's it. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with your mic. You just all of a sudden cut out.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. At least I didn't lose the video.
Right.
But the funny thing is, and I'm trying to talk into the mic, even though it's not working. I still heard you over my headset, so it's still working.
I wonder if your USB port on that thing somehow has got messed up.
Like I said, I need to build a new computer.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Barry. I don't. Nope. Say something again, Tim.
Can you hear me?
Yep. There, and you're back. You're back.
I can't hear you because I don't have this in.
Yeah. I'll give you a visual signal.
So you can hear me?
Yes. Yeah. You're back.
I have no idea. No idea.
All right. I actually have to get going to do some other things, work on something. But Tim, thanks for coming out. Thanks, guys, out
All
in
right.
chat. I'm
Good
going
night,
to end
everybody.
the live stream. Good night. Have a good rest of the week.
And enjoy.
Yep.